Okay, we now put our palms together and pay homage to the Buddha. Namo 本师释迦牟尼佛。Namo 本师释迦牟尼佛。Namo 本师释迦牟尼佛。Okay, good morning. So what we had just recited in Chinese is simply homage to Sakyamuni Buddha, our original teacher. And when we recite 3 times, it means that we pay homage to the Buddha with our body. So we put our palms together, speech we recite, and more importantly, the mind, that we pay homage to the Buddha. And Sakyamuni Buddha is our original teacher. We are currently celebrating the birthday of Sakyamuni Buddha. If we go by the traditions that has been adopted, then we will celebrate it on the full moon day of the fourth lunar month, which is called the Buddha Day or Vesak. Comes from the Indian word Vaisakha. Normally this is the full moon day in May. But sometimes when there is a leap month in a particular year, it may not be in the full moon day of May, could be June sometimes. So actually this tradition of celebrating the Buddha's birthday, Enlightenment Day, and the day of his passing away or entering into parinirvana is not commonly accepted in all Theravada countries. It has origin in Sri Lanka. In other traditions like Chinese Buddhism and Tibetan Buddhism, these 3 events are celebrated on 3 different occasions. In the case of the birthday, in the Chinese Buddhist tradition, it is not on the full moon day, but on the 8th day of the 4th lunar month. That is to say, a week earlier. So whether we are celebrating it on the 4th day, the 4th lunar month, the 8th day or the 15th day, we are now celebrating the Buddha's anniversary. So I would like to use this opportunity for reflecting on our life. For many people around us that may not have strong religious faith, their view on this life will be very different from one held by a Buddhist. So even when we follow the Buddha's teaching, there is one important question that we have to ask ourselves. Why do we follow the Buddha's teaching? For many people, they may say that because I'm born Buddhist. By born Buddhist, this is suggesting that we are born in a Buddhist family. But in actual fact, when many people call themselves Buddhist, they are only Buddhist for one day in a year. They are only Buddhist during Vesak Day. So, from that point of view, I can even say that I'm a bit skeptical on this term, born Buddhist, because you cannot be born a Buddhist. You have to develop personal conviction that the Buddha's teaching is so precious that you are willing to align your life towards this teaching, and nothing less than that. So it's not a case of you are born in a Buddhist family. If that is the case, if you happen to be born in a Christian family, then you cannot be a Buddhist. But we know that is not the case. In the West, there are many people born in the Christian families, but they no longer can accept teachings from Christianity that is based primarily on faith. That those who accept, those who have faith in God, goes to heaven. Many people in the West no longer accept that, and then they search for alternative. And some of them come across Buddhism. So then they declare that they are Buddhist. And when they do that, it's Buddhist by conviction. So that is very important. Now if we look around us, we see that many people, the way they lead this life is to get busy the whole life, pursuing material things. And for many of them, towards the end of their life cycle, they feel helpless and empty. I have seen too many cases like this. In fact, in Tan Siang, we have many members, and I used to joke with them because people about the same age as us, or maybe could be 10 years younger than Sifu. Many of them, when they were young, they started their family, and thereafter they have to look after their own kids. So after 20 to 30 years, they naik pangkat and become dato. So they have grandchildren. And many of these members we encourage them to come to join our cultivation activities, such as our weekly session. In Chinese we call Gong Xiu, meaning to practice together. Or monthly we have the 1 day 8 precept retreat, and so on. Also once a year we have the 3-day Amitabha recitation retreat, and the 7-day. So when I approach them, they always say, I have no time. So when they were younger, they have no time because they have to look after the kids. And now their kids bring them the joy of having grandchildren. So young people today are very smart. Husband and wife go to work, and then their kids they have two options. One is to send to a babysitter. And of course, the most reliable and the cheapest babysitter is one's own parents. Yeah? So I've seen so many cases. So I joke with them. I say, when you were young, you have to look after your own sons and daughters. Now that you are old, you have to look after your grandson and granddaughters. Yeah? So I say in Chinese, 没完没了. So when is this going to end? That's for you to reflect, especially some members. I know you may be in this type of situation. But especially for people without a religious faith, many of them just spend their whole life pursuing material needs. Actually, when you come to think of it, our material needs are very simple. We don't have to spend 80 to 90% of our life to satisfy these material needs. But nowadays, there is a big industry called advertisement, which make you believe that you need this, you need that. When there is a new model of iPhone or Samsung, you absolutely need it. And you need new clothes, and so on. So don't spend our whole life pursuing material needs. There is something more important than that. Because if we do that, we can ask ourselves, then what is the difference between a human and other members of the animal kingdom? Essentially, very little difference. So the first thing that we have to understand is that we not only have one life, that life continues. And in Buddhism, we have the concept. It is important for us to realize that there is past, present, and future. So when we say past, this includes yesterday. It includes last year, 100 years ago, 1,000 years ago, 10,000 years ago, meaning past lives. And when we say future, it's not only tomorrow, but also include future lives. So life continues. So life and death is a cycle. We call it cyclical existence in the samsara. So for many people, they consider that you have to believe the Buddha's teaching about rebirth. You cannot prove it. But it is quite interesting that some Westerners have done a lot of researches into past lives. And they have subsequently written books showing evidences of past and future lives. So they are not even Buddhists. They are not even Hindus. But through their studies, they have shown the evidences of past and future lives. I've given some example of several websites that you might be interested to go and see some of these books. If you don't have this website, you just have to do a Google of past lives. Then these websites will appear. It is important for us to know that there are past lives and future life, because if that is not the case, if we only have one life, we may not be motivated to change. So there are many examples of people who only believe in one life. Most scientists, most materialists, and also Confucianists. Yeah? This should be Confucianists, not Confucians. So, for example, Confucianism has a very good teaching about how to lead a good life. But it says very little about death. There is a saying by Confucius that if you don't know how to, if you don't know life, then why bother about death? Something like that. In Chinese is 未知生焉知死. But from the Buddhist point of view, since life and death is a cycle, then we can turn around and say, if you don't know how to die, or if you don't know about death, then how do you live meaningfully? Because life doesn't end abruptly after we die. But most people today, whether they know it or unconsciously, that is what they think. So, if we know that life continues, if we know that this life affects our future lives, it will be very good if we start to change when we are young. Because our life actually is very short. In Malaysia, the average lifespan is 73 maybe, 72, 73 for men, and 77, 78 for women. And that is very short compared with, if we talk in terms of time from beginner's past to endless future, what is 100 years old? Even if you can live until the ripe age of 100, this life is very short. So sometimes as a religious teacher, we are asked to go and help patients who have been pronounced by their doctors to have final stage of cancer, let's say. Yeah? So the doctor may give this person a few months more to live. So at that time, normally, this type of patient will become very upset. Why happened to me? Yeah? But it is important for us as Buddhists, when we meet this type of people in situations like this, that firstly we explain to them that life continues. It is not only one life. So if the discovery of end-stage cancer is looked upon from the other angle, that normally people when they are young, they will have an idea that I'm still young, let me go and earn some more money before I seriously think about cultivation. But when you only have a few months to live, then that can be turned into a very strong motivating power for you to treat the rest of your life in the coming months very, very differently. That will affect your future. And when we say future, it includes your next life your future lives. So I said earlier, it will be good if we start to change when we are young. But that is not to say that we don't have to change when we are old. Yeah? It is still important to change because that can affect future lives. So I don't want to spend too much time on the Buddhist teaching of samsara. So the Buddha teaches that we are in this cycle of birth and death since a beginner's past, and we are born in any one life. We are born in one of the 6 realms. The 3 higher realms are the human, the demigods, and the realm of gods. And the 3 lower realms are the realms of animal, hungry ghost, and hell realm. So what determines which realm we were born in or will be born in has to do with the fundamental Buddhist teaching of cause and effect. But maybe today is enough for us to give just a general briefing on this particular aspect.